start over again.
Hi there, and welcome to Woman Power. You know you are a woman of power, girl. Have a seat, get up in, and listen in. I have an exciting seasoned sister with me here today. Another woman of power. But guess what? She is going to knock you off your feet, because not only is she an elder, she's a mover and a shaker right there in Shepherd, Texas, and she is not playing with the devil. She is a demon chaser. And I want you all to know that truly she is a woman of power, and I'm so excited that you had an opportunity to join us today. God bless you.
Thank you.
My guest here with me today, for those that are listening in, listen, go ahead and tell someone you know. Have everyone you know that is a woman in your house sit down, because you need to know, especially you parents, you need to listen to what she has to say today. My guest, Margaret Williams, is going to share with you her first-hand experience as being an elder, being someone that has wisdom. And our word today is wisdom, to have someone so seasoned. God bless you for being here with me today.
Thank you, Dr. Marshall.
We're going to talk about the woman word power for today. And the woman word power for today is wisdom. With all you're getting, you better get some wisdom and some understanding. But I want to share with the word wisdom for today. Our word power comes from Psalms 51:6. One of the things that she's going to be sharing today about the gatekeeper that is in the communities today and that is hovering around our children today. Parents, you got to listen to this. And so Psalms 51:6 says, "Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom." And so we've got to have wisdom. We've got to have that. So God bless you. I'm so excited you're going to share with us today about what's really going on in our communities. And I know that as far as you sharing, you had an opportunity, along with myself, to be a part with the Inspiring Hope Youth Program. And I mean, you jumped right in there, I must say. But God bless you, because I saw that right away. Your zeal to help, your zeal to make the impact. That's the word I want to use. To make the impact of change. Being a gatekeeper, being one that's an intercessor and praying and seeing all the social, ills of the communities today. What do you believe that, we need to be bringing to the communities and to the families and to the girls in our Let's Talk Sister to Sister program that Right Way Community Development Corporation has invited you to become a part of?
Well, just, Dr. Murphy, I think that first the young women need to know who they are.
Yes.
And they need to accept the fact that they are of value.
Yes.
Many of them get into problems because they aren't comfortable with themselves.
That's true.
And they don't understand. And maybe it's because of sometimes that the parents that they're with didn't teach them, or they weren't raised a certain way and they didn't know. But they need to know that they can be empowered.
Yes.
They need to know that they have the confidence to be who they are. Be the leaders that they are, and not follow what the other people are doing or what society is leading them into. They are the leaders, but know who you are and accept the fact who you are. Feel good about you. God created you. He thought you were worthy of being created in His image. You are of value, so let's accept that and take the skills and the talents that He's given you, and you move on that and let the others see Him in you, and you be the leader.
Amen. You had the opportunity, as I said before, and you're my second guest that I'm having on my show that was a part of the Let's Talk Sister to Sister event. And I want so much for you to share part of your experience, because you brought so much there, to share, coming from the experience as a teacher for 50+ years. I want to salute you publicly for that. I don't even see how you stood it that long, girl. Well, that's why I guess you're a woman of power, right?
I enjoyed it.
But, I guess because there's so much going on today, share with us about, in the area of instructor, what have you seen that is so, needed today for us to cover in the Let's Talk Sister to Sister? I mean, what did you see, in the school, and what do you know now in the community, not just in Shepherd, but, I mean, what is happening that you see that is such a prevalent, such a social ill today that parents, you got to listen, that need to know, coming from a seasoned woman that's sharing with us about, and being a teacher, that what these children are enduring today, that we need to make impact today in our homes and in our Let's Talk Sister to Sister? What do you think that we need to be doing right now?
Well, Dr. Murphy, like I said before, we need to help the children to understand their value and their worth, and encourage them to be themselves. And first you have to, I think you have to teach them about the Creator.
Yes.
And get a relationship with Him early on, as early as you possibly can. And try to have friends and family members who's going to take you to church and help you to learn more about God. If He's not in your home, I mean, if you're not taught, you need to try to find someone. I'm not one of these persons who believe that you can separate. I never could go to the classroom every day, leave God at home, and go and try to perform on my own. I never did. I prayed before I left. I prayed when I got there, when I stepped in the doors, because it was God who was helping me to do whatever had to be done. And if the young people could learn to have a relationship with God early on, so that they could be the leader, and let people see that in them, I think that is something we need to be doing as much as possible. And when I say that, I'm talking about it starts in the home, it goes to the school, and of course our churches are involved, or should be involved as well. And the community, like the Right Way community development program, I think it is fantastic. It is wonderful. It is doing things that perhaps some families are not doing, maybe some churches are not doing, maybe some other community organizations are not doing. But if the parents could get involved in that, I think that would be a help.
Awesome. You know, one of the things that I see as far as, getting the parents involved, and you need to know those that are listening, this is my second guest that's coming on to talk about the program, but one of the things I want them to reiterate is that because it's free, and because the social ills that we are trying to bring forth, like, people see that we're trying to help the parents, in the areas that maybe they may not be knowledgeable about. That's why we're inviting you parents to come. We invite you to come because we have something for you to do too, and for you to learn from. But I believe that as your experience and my experience at that Let's Talk Sister to Sister, and incidentally, it's going to be March the 9th, so you can go on the Right Way Community Development Facebook and get the details there, or you can just simply call 832-527-70. It says 527-0154, 832-527-0154. And so just want to put that little nugget in there. And whatever you do, Dr. Wright will be available, I'm sure, to talk to them about these sessions, won't she?
Yes, she will be available. And there's one thing I'd like for parents to know. You need to listen to your young people. You need to listen to what they are saying. You need to ask them questions, even if you sense that they may be holding something back. You need to try to find a way to draw them out, to find out what's going on. Because a lot of times parents are thinking, well, my child is not involved in any of this that's going on. They don't even know what's going on. Or maybe you haven't discussed it in the home. But if you listen to your children, listen to them, and then be able, and like Dr. Murphy has said, if you don't have the wherewithal to teach them, and you've never experienced getting the information that they may need, there are resources. And Right Way has resources as well as you.
That's right. One of the things God is wanting to do is to connect the parents and the children together in such a setting. We want to develop bonding. We have kids, as we talk about, He wants that hidden part. To have to know wisdom. One of the things we've learned in the low self-esteem with the kids cutting and the kids doing drugs and having sex, getting HIV and AIDS, and I mean the numbers are rising today. But as a teacher and having the experience with children, I noticed that you brought about, and we both brought about something, with all the different websites and things that I talk about the MOCO space or MOOCO space, whatever it is, the parents don't have a clue about today. But one of the things that we need to recognize is that we've got to be able to teach the children. There are kids that are, I know you've experienced that come to class crying or weeping, or we have so many kids today that I've learned even that they are crying and going to social workers who don't have a clue what to do with them, who've been incested, who have been molested, or what have you. And these are some issues, I think, that we know that Right Way Community Development Corporation with the Inspiring Hope program for Let's Talk Sister to Sister, we get down to the root matter of what's really going on. In that session that you were in, what do you think that parents need to know about the impact of bringing their child and as a parent coming? What did you see? Because you just came to visit now. I mean, you got involved.
Well, I think we, as a parent, you need to do everything that you can to really get involved. Get involved. And like I say, listen to your children. And then try to put them in situations where they're going to be helped. And grow. In a program such as this. And if you need help in that area, let people at your church, let people at your organization, let people in the community know and say, well, hey, there's a program going on and I don't have the money and I want my child to go. Sometimes parents can help with transportation. Know how to pool cars. Make your vehicle available. And if you can't do that, and maybe you can volunteer, and if you can't volunteer, you can send items, maybe food, maybe paper goods, money, a donation, and it doesn't matter. God will multiply what you supply. That's correct. If it's only $1, do that. But you should be able to get involved and do something. And listen and watch your children's behavior. A lot of times their behavior, body language will let you know that something's going on, and they may not feel open enough to share with you. That's right. But you've got to be brave enough, parents, to try to encourage and find out. She mentioned incest. Pornography. Bullying. People, they're fearful for sharing because of how these other people treated them. I know. We need to be aware and look into that. And, you know, and because we're covering those issues, their parents, you can learn. You need to come and see. I mean, you'd be surprised of how many kids, even your own teen daughters, in domestic violence today. I was 15 years old, dating a guy 4 years older than me, and look at my face. I mean, at 18, I wound up with my face being blown away because I couldn't talk to my mom, no one I had to talk to, you know, dealing with incest and all that. We need to know that if there is a place to bring a child, Let's Talk Sister to Sister is a safe place. It's a place that I know that you experienced where there were lots of tears, and most importantly, there were lots of what? Release and freedom. Very much so. And they felt very safe, a very safe haven. And that's the good part about it. And as you mentioned, it's not going beyond the four walls. That's right. They need to be encouraged to do that. They're sharing, and as a parent, your eyes will really be open. In that program. Now, the other thing I wanted to share, too, I know over your years of experience in Shepherd, you know, there's other areas, too, that we're trying to impact because we know that when we talk about this woman and being a woman of power, I know you've experienced where these women have experienced, even the elderly, you know, they're scared to come out because of the drugs and the gangs, and they can't even sit on a porch. Have you experienced that even in greater light in these past few months? I have experienced that, but I can tell you that we had some problem in Shepherd a few years ago, and I went to the city council and spoke up and told the people, I am not going to be a prison in my own community and in my own house and stay shut up in there because of the people around me and what they're doing. I have rights too. I'm a citizen. I'm one of the oldest persons by living the number of years. I moved in this area. I was one of the first ones who lived in the area. And I'm not turning it over to some other people out of fear. Out of fear. God is in control of my life. So I told the police officers I would be glad to, while I'm at home, take down any license plate numbers of cars and people who are strangers there that don't normally live there. But I refused to be a prisoner in my own house. And I did not. I went out and I went to the grocery store, and of course there was a young man who lived in the community who thought that I went a little bit far and said, you're putting our lives in danger, putting our children's lives in danger. These people are going to burn up and going to do. I said, whatever's going to happen to me is going to happen, but God will be in it. He will vindicate and protect you. I mean, and this is truly a woman of power. We want to also extend the fact that just because we're talking Let's Talk Sister to Sister, we will also be talking Let's Talk Brother to Brother coming up soon too.
You know, because we have got to make sure that we share with the men to know that we've got to talk about the responsibility and accountability of abandoning these children, abandoning the daughters, abandoning, you know, the wives, you know, so that we can have some wholeness in the family. One of the things that you shared, I thought that you said, which was so powerful, I think is very key for where we are now with, you know, the youth and what is going on in the communities as it relates to this Let's Talk to Sister to Sister. It's giving an opportunity for people of our age group, you know, seasoned women like ourselves, women of power, because there's no number on this. You see, I had on my other show earlier on, I had a new breed young woman of power who's a senior in Shepherd High School. So it doesn't stop there. I believe as women, we need each other. You described and you took force and you got busy and said, no, the buck stops here. Somebody got to stand up, and you were truly a woman of power. I want to commend you for that.
Thank you.
Do you believe that we should invite and start now for this woman of this Let's Talk Sister to Sister? Could you just look in the camera there and invite the young women and the young girls, and even the seasoned women like ourselves, to this next gathering that we're having for the Let's Talk Sister to Sister, so they can know?
Yes, ma'am. If you are a senior, you probably have granddaughters.
That's right.
Or great-grands. And if you don't, you have neighbors. You've come in contact with young women, and you're a woman, and you want them to do well. So I would say, if you're thinking, I'm too old, what can I do? You can be there and offer some of your experiences and share. And you've had enough years that you have some wisdom.
That's right. Now, Titus chapter 2 tells us that we as the elders are supposed to be there. That's why I'm so grateful that you're there to sow those seeds of wisdom. That's our woman power word for today, wisdom. You women of wisdom, you need to be there. You're seasoned. You're there. We need you. Grandparents, come on in. We need you. You know, because this is what it's about. Let's talk sister to sister. Now, I've already told you we're going to have Let's Talk brother, so we ain't leaving y'all out. That's going to be July 27th in Shepherd, Texas. You don't want to miss it, brothers. July 27th in Shepherd, Texas. I'm so excited you had an opportunity to come on and share your seasoned wisdom with us. You are truly a woman of power. I want to give you that commendation today. And I want you to keep up the good work. And I think you're a beautiful woman of God. And I just speak blessings over your life. If there's one last word you would say to the women that are listening today and the parents, what would you say to them concerning this Let's Talk Sister to Sister as it impacted you when you were there?
I think women of all ages should try to be there. Especially those who are from 10 and above. I say 10, but let's be real. We know that there are some young people who even 5 and 8 that have been molested or have had...
Well, they're having babies at 10.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm saying as a parent, you're going to be the judge, but if you want your child empowered and if you want her to come into some of the knowledge that we have been exposed to at Hope for Young People, please show up. And of course, teenagers, this is for you. Mothers of the teenagers, and as I said, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, women of all, there's no number limit.
Right.
And as long as you're on this earth, you have a contribution to make. You should be able to try to make a difference. If you don't think you can make a difference, just put yourself in the position and say, I'm going to try. And guess what? God's going to do the rest.
That's right.
You have some wisdom, and God will work with you.
Yes, that is so true. You are a woman of power. We're excited that you joined us today. And if you're excited enough that you want to get bold enough to come on here, let us share about your business, your ministry, or your event. You can come on and be a guest, and guess what? All you got to do is just shoot me an email, get that at our credits at the end of this show, and I would love to interview you about what God is doing in your life as a woman of power. Whatever you do, you don't want to miss this event that she's talked about, this gatekeeper. Look, this here woman of power, seasoned woman of power. God bless you for being on the show today. Whatever you do, keep up that good work that you're doing, and we thank you for taking the time out to join us. And please, please remember that I am, you are what? A woman of power. We'll see you next week. God bless you.